First daughter, Ivanka Trump, getting the last laugh after retailers like Nordstrom's dropped her fashion line, claiming that sales were down amid boycotts. But you know what? Turns out her company is doing just fine. In fact, it's enjoying some of the best weeks of sales in its history. You've got sales up, according to one e-commerce site that aggregates all this information. They're up 346% between January and February. The boycott of Ivanka Trump was actually launched by the group Grab Your Wallet. You heard me mention that earlier. And as I said, it turns out people did grab their wallets. They grabbed their wallets, and instead of staying home, they spent and they spent. Joining me right now is Republican strategist Ashley Hayek. She is also the executive director of the California Women's Leadership Association. And Ashley, it's good to see you. We contacted Nordstrom's to ask them about all this. In other words, how do they feel now? Sales are way up. And interestingly, they said, look, we don't comment on individual lines. But yet, Ashley, last month, they did say, and I quote here, "We made this decision based on performance. Sales of the brand have steadily declined to the point where it didn't make good business sense for us to continue with the line." So I think it's kind of interesting that they were willing to make that comment then, but now that they may have egg on their face, they don't want to admit it. What's your reaction?
Right. That's quite hypocritical. It's amazing when Nordstrom and Burlington Coat Factory and other retailers dropped their line and there was the political movement to grab your wallet, consumers quite literally grabbed their wallet, put their money where their mouth was, and went and showed support for Ivanka. And there is a silent movement happening right now to continue to support the Trump family and specifically Ivanka, while these hypocritical women's organizations continue to attack her. And it's not just conservatives who are supporting Ivanka. It's all women. She's been an advocate for equal pay and equal opportunity, and this political movement completely backfired.
We just want to check shares of Nordstrom's quickly and some other retailers, because I want to point out, Ashley, retailers have really had a hard go of it as it is. Right. And so there may be some retailers out there, again, if we can put them on the screen, that are saying, hey, we don't want to deal with this political turmoil. We don't want to deal with the political backlash. And do you think that was really where Nordstrom's was coming from?
Well, if they didn't want to deal with the political backlash, they shouldn't have made a political statement. And that's exactly what they did. And a lot of women, even if they may or may not have voted for the Donald Trump for president, they're going to vote with their wallet. And when the political movement happened and people got very vocal, they were silent and they just spent their money.
You know what I think is really interesting? Ashley, Ivanka Trump's fragrance sales, those are through the roof. And she's been like #1 on Amazon for weeks now. And I wonder if in some ways that's like a very subtle way of women saying, I support her. By wearing her fragrance. Right. It's not exactly like you get a big brand on your sleeve. But look, she's doing great, and good for her in spite of everything. Ashley, it's good to see you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.